Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and greetings to everyone. Today, my group will be presenting the topic, the impact of student study hours on scores, which looks at how the amount of time students spend studying can affect their academic performance.
Hi, I am Shakira.
I'm Alia.
And I am Alifa. This is our group members. Introduction. I will explain the problem statement. Many students believe that the more hours they study, the better their score will be. However, the assumption is often not supported by actual data. At SMK Taman Ilmu, students are still struggling to manage their study effectively. Because of this, their exam results tend to vary from one student to another. Currently, there is no specific tool or data available to help understand how study hours affect academic performance. Therefore, it is so difficult for both students and teachers to make effective and informed decisions in planning study strategies. Next, motivation. There is a clear need to understand how study time truly affects academic performance, especially in contents like SMK Taman Ilmu, where students face difficulties managing their study schedules. Many students struggle to balance their study time effectively, which impact their learning outcomes. Due to the lack of data-driven insights, both student and teacher remain uncertain about which study strategies are most effective. This situation motivates the need for an evidence-based analysis that can provide clear guidance. By analyzing the relationship between study and academic performance, this study aims to support better decision-making and improve overall student achievement. The objective of this study are analyze the relationship between the number of study hours and student performance in exams, and develop a simple predictive model to estimate exam score based on study time.
This study used secondary data that stimulate academic performance among students from SMK Taman Ilmu. The dataset reflect common student behavior related to study habit and academic result. A variable is an element or factor that can be manipulated, controlled, or measured in research. This study used quantitative variables to explore the relationship between student study time and their exam performance. Number 1. Source of dataset. Kaggle, an open source platform for data science and machine learning project. Number 2. Dataset title. Student study hour. Number 3. URL. https://kaggle.com/dataset/himanshu-nakrani/student study hour. Number 4. Upload by Himanshu Nakrani. Number 5. Target group. Student from SMK Taman Ilmu, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan Taman Ilmu. Number 6. Sample size, 25 students. Now, let's take a look at the table. First data, variable study hour, type of variable, quantitative, measurement scale, ratio, and analysis, scatter plot correlation. While second data, the variable is exam score, type of variable, quantitative, measurement scale, ratio, and the analysis is regression analysis. In this study, we work with two numerical continuous variables, which is hour and scores. The variable hours represent the number of hours each student study, while score reflect the marks they obtain in their exam. We classified hours as the explanatory variable, also known as the independent variable, because it represents the factor we believe influence the outcome. In the other words, the amount of time a student spends studying is expected to affect their exam performance. On the other hand, scores was identified as the response variable or dependent variable, since it is the outcome that depends on the number of study hours. Based on these classifications, we expect to see a positive linear relationship between these two variables, meaning students who study more hours are likely to achieve higher scores. This expectation guides our choice of statistical methods such as correlation and regression analysis to explore and interpret the data.
To analyze the relationship between study hour and exam scores, we first visualize the data using a scatter plot. This allows us to observe the pattern of how the two variables interact. The plot clearly shows an upward trend, suggesting a positive correlation, meaning that as the number of study hours increase, the exam score also tend to increase. And for this part, we have the value of R, which is 0.9762. And for the interpretation, there exists a positive, very strong linear relationship between student study hour and its scores, meaning that student study hour increase, the score will also increase. For this part, which is summary output, we have the value of R, which is 0.9762, value of R square 0.9530. We also have 25 observation, value A 2.4837, value of B 97758, and so on. And this is the linear regression equation, which y equal to a plus bx, y refer to dependent variable, x refer to independent variable, a refer to y-intercept, and b refer to slope. For the equation regression, we just take the value of b and a from the summary output, and we get the y equal to 2.4837 plus 9.7758x. We also predict the student study hour 6.5. which is we sub the 6.5 into the x, and the equation y equal to 2.4837 plus 9.7758 multiplied by 6.5, and we get the y, which is 66. For the slope discussion, the value of slope 9.7758, and the meaning when student study hours increase by 1 hour, score will increase by 9.7758 units. For R square and interpretation, we just square the R and we get the value, which is 0.9530, and we change to a percentage and we get 95.3%, and the interpretation is 95.3% of the variation in scores explained by student study hour, and the balance 4.7% is explained by other factors.
Does the study hour give impact to their score? Yes, my analysis support my expected finding. At the beginning of the study, I expected that there would be a positive relationship between the number of hours studied and marks scored by students. After performing correlation and regression analysis, the correlation coefficients R was high and positive, indicating a very strong relationship between hours and score. The regression equation showed that as study hour increased, the predicted score also increased. The R value, 95.30%, confirmed that a large portion of variation in exam score can be explained by the number of hours studied. This result clearly confirmed my original expectation. Students who study more tend to score higher. Therefore, the analysis supports the hypothesis validates the usefulness regression in understanding this relationship. From this project, we found that the more time students spend studying, the better their exam score tend to be. Our analysis on a dataset of 25 students show a positive linear correlation between study hours and exam score, validating the hypothesis that increased study time generally leads to a better academic outcome. Doing this project helped us understand how to use statistics in real-life situations. In the future, it will be interesting to use a bigger dataset to see if the results stay the same. Overall, we enjoyed working on this and learned a lot about using data to answer real questions.